As we gather on Christmas, as we gather to celebrate Jesus' birth, it's a celebration of encounter. It's a celebration of encountering the God who is with us. Earlier in the month on the Immaculate Conception, I talked a little bit about encounter. But we believe as Christians, the reason we're here every Sunday or whenever we find ourselves in church is we believe that we have met the Lord. We believe that God is with us and that God hopefully is changing us, has changed us, made us better so that we will make the world better. It's about encounter. But our faith isn't just about the encounter with Jesus Christ. It's also the encounter with one another. It's the encounter with our brothers, our sisters, our parents, our grandparents, our neighbors, our friends, our co-workers. I think the thing we've been missing for these 2 years as the pandemic drags on is the ability to be together. Once again this year, some could come, some can't come, some are afraid to come, some are sick. It's one of those things where we want to be together. It's encounter. The people who have been in our lives and changed our lives for the better. That's what we celebrate. This past month, maybe right after Thanksgiving, you started putting out decorations in preparation for today. You know what? Some of the decorations are decorations. And then others are treasures because they remind us of encounters with family and friends. Encounters that changed us. There's a difference between decorations and treasures. They may be worthless as far as money, but they're still treasures. I brought a few personal treasures. And hopefully it makes you think in your own lives, in your own home. The first is a nativity scene. This was my grandparents' nativity scene. My mom's mom and dad from Czechoslovakia, so my Bubby and Jetta, this was their nativity scene. 6 kids, we love moving people all around. We love redoing the nativity scene. Well, this comes out, and you just gotta smile because you know what? My grandparents were not gonna have any of that. So they glued them all in. That was the way you took care of 6 children who were going to mess up your stable scene. You just glue them in, you could throw it like a football. It's gonna always be the same way. That's not the only way. Once you remember, you kind of get a lump in your throat, and then you remember their generosity, their kindness, the time they've spent with us as kids. But it triggers, okay, those encounters, they changed me. The second is, can't see it in the back. It's a piece of wood that's one of the kings. My brother Bob passed away a couple of years ago with early Alzheimer's. Bob liked doing woodworking, so he would make these, he'd make Halloween figures, and then him and his wife would paint them. And again, you take it out, you put it out, and there's kind of the sadness, but we don't get caught in the sadness because then we move beyond and we think of all the good things. And we think of, he was an older brother, the things he gave me and what I learned from him and things like that. And so you treasure, again, another treasure. The last one this morning of my treasures is this Hallmark book, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." A couple of years before my mom passed away, my one sister had her, what you do to this book, you read in it and it records you. So my mother is reading this book. Every year I take it out and I'll only open up one page because I'm afraid the batteries are going to run out. But when you open it, it's my mother's voice. It's like, wow, she's here. My mother, who as a young widow took 6 of us, got us through college and got us out in the world, a woman who took care of everyone in the house, but to hear that voice, I encourage you today, what you're celebrating today are the people around you, the people you're going to gather with in the next couple of weeks. That's the important thing. The people who changed you, and hopefully the people you're changing as well. That's what we celebrate at Christmas. We are encountering Jesus Christ. He is here. He's changed us. He's given us light. But now all of us have light to give to one another. We have treasures to give to one another. And so today, over the next few weeks, as you celebrate with family and friends, remember the Lord is with you. The light is in you. And now you're called to share that with one another.